Welcome back to the Altars. It's been a little while since I've played this game because I took a little vacation, but I'm back now, and luckily, past me left the game in kind of the perfect position. It's really obvious what I need to do next. I need to wake up the scientist. So let's continue the game and go and meet this new character. Along the way, though, there's a couple of additional things I want to mention. People have been leaving comments on my videos telling me a little bit about how this game works. And
You want me to take care of this?
so Jan, the technician, why am I calling him Jan? Everyone's named Jan. The technician is asking if I can assign him to a particular job. It turns out there's an assignments tab on the menu that I never noticed before. Somebody pointed this out in one of my comments, and I think that this is going to allow me to assign Jan to do some job. So why don't we, because he's a technician, let's assign him to the workshop. So I think I've already queued up a few jobs at the workshop, so he will take that role. And the other thing I was going to mention is people are telling me that once I get past this...
The new metals outpost.
Oh, he likes the new metals outpost. That's nice. Once we get past this sort of early learning phase, this game gets hard, is what a lot of people are telling me. I'm trying to remind myself how to go up and down. Oh, it's A. That's right. It says so right on the thing. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit unfamiliar with the controls and everything because it's been a little while. But yeah, folks are telling me that basically once I start getting into, say, Act 2, the game gets really hard and you start running out of stuff and people start dying. So, yeah, so far it hasn't been that challenging, but I think that they're just getting me warmed up. They're teaching me how the game works. And I'm going to hit a point where this gets really, really difficult. In fact, Brian Menard, who is much better at video games than me generally, did apparently lose his first attempt, which makes me pretty certain I'm probably going to lose mine as well. So anyway, so that's what you have to look forward to here. Let's meet the scientist.
Hey, how are you feeling? Well, I'll be damned. You okay? Surprisingly okay. Especially considering what I'm seeing. Very clearly. Good. Do you, remember your name? Of course. But... I think you know perfectly well who I am. So let's not waste time. Just tell me, how much did you find? What? How much rupidium is there? Did we get a breakthrough? Yeah, you bet. There's a lot of it. Good. That's good. Wait, how do you know? Well, isn't it obvious? I wake up seeing someone who looks and sounds like me, which has to mean we share the same DNA. Then there's the glasses. What about them? They're fake. Probably just manufactured to make me feel more like myself, but completely unnecessary otherwise, because here I am with perfectly good eyesight in the womb module, which could only lead to one conclusion: that my body was created to replicate someone who doesn't wear glasses. You. And to do that, of course, you would need to have found rupidium. Besides, I can see no other explanation for a sheep inside a space base. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, you're right. That's impressive. I did create you out of my DNA. We're not identical, of course. I can see you're not as quick to process information. And that's the interesting part. Yeah. Our bodies are the same, but our minds are not. I needed a scientist on board. But there's always a scientist on board. So, what went wrong? The old crew is gone. They're all dead. That's why I needed to alter myself into different versions. With the use of the quantum computer on board and something called mind records. Oh, I see. A recalculated mind based on an infinite amount of variables to contain the desired consciousness in a biological vessel. That actually sounds plausible. So, what do you need from me now? You have to get our research lab running at once. We need to make some improvements fast if we want to succeed. Then I guess the sooner I start, the better. You're right. Why don't you start with going through the mission logs? I need to get the full picture first. My thoughts exactly. Good. This might work.
Okay. Well, we've got this scientist, but we don't have a research lab, and I'm not sure what that's going to require. Let me remind myself. I think, yeah, the command center's to the left. That's where I need to go. Though, actually, I'm probably not going to be able to build this immediately, and I should assign him to do something. How much... We've got no cooked meals. Let's put the scientist in the kitchen. Seems appropriate. And then... Okay, the technician's at work. Right. Just gotta remember where all the buttons are. Here we are. Okay, so... Research laboratory. Here it is. 40 metals. Okay, and I think that I was also wanting to make another drill cartridge so that I could get to more places on the map. That also requires metals. So, while the guys work in here, I think I'm going to go to the airlock. And I'm going to go outside. And harvest some metal. So, okay, it looks like we have fancy metal over here, but this exposes you a lot to radiation, so I'm nervous about that. And we've got a rock blockade there and there, which are probably blocking out the same area. Plus, we've got this rock blockade, but I think this one, it opens up a shortcut, and I never actually explored over here, even though I got over here. I think I ran out of time, basically, when I got up here. So, and then we've got this rock blockade as well. So there's a lot of rock blockades out there. So yeah, I do need to get as much metal as I possibly can. So I'm just going to teleport out there to the metals. And grab as much as I can.
All done. Should I take care of this now?
Sure.
I'm done here. Should I do this now?
I'm at the metals outpost, so why don't you go to the organics outpost? Okay, we've got the 40 metals that we need. Now we got 65. Incoming radiation. Okay, let's not make this last any longer than it has to. Getting back to the base. And we'll have a look over here. So now I think we can afford to build a research lab. How big is a research lab? Not that big, actually. Though I can't really put it anywhere that I can't reach it with an elevator. So I could stick it way up here above the dormitory. Or I could put it down here below the storage. I don't know, I feel like the research lab probably belongs above the dormitory, so we'll stick it there. And then we'll add an elevator. That leaves me with 15 metals left, which I think is not enough to build the stuff I wanted to build. So let's go up to the research lab and see. Do I need to, like, queue up a specific piece of research? Okay, so crossing the lava river. That's a, what, 10-hour task? It looks like everybody's in the kitchen right now. Where did I leave the kitchen? It is 2 floors down. All right. Though actually, I could actually look at the guides that are over here on the screen to tell me where things are. Hey there, boys.
I'm also Jan, obviously. This will never not be weird. Anyway, make yourself at home.
Oh, they're a little happier. Look at
Cheers.
The scientist wants to talk to me, but not while he's talking to the other guy. There we are.
I found something peculiar on the planet. What exactly was peculiar about it? Everything. It was like a local distortion of reality. And it seemed to be emitting strong radiation. Yes. We could have expected to come across something like that sooner or later, according to reports from previous missions. Unidentified sources of radiation, unexplained electromagnetic field anomalies, distortions of matter, space, or even gravity. What are they? According to a bold theory fleshed out by Professor Frankov, they may be instances of the so-called interval. The what? Interval. In very simple terms, it's a non-coincidental superposition of potential universes. We don't know exactly why it occurs, but observations prove that under certain, not yet specified conditions, 2 or more parallel landscapes can coexist within a common quantum field, creating a so-called proximity plane. Yeah, it felt like something was materializing from out of nowhere right in front of my eyes. Let's keep our heads cool. It's just a theory. No one's ever proved it right. If, and I stress if, Professor Frankov's intuition is right, then the distortion you have encountered could have been a puncture point, the spot where the proximity plane intersects with our observed universe, subverting its physical balance and distorting the rules of Newtonian mechanics. We need to learn more about these peculiarities. Inform me at once if you come across another one.
So I've actually forgotten where it was that I ran across that. So, okay, I hit the change view button when it told me to, but that didn't seem to lead me anywhere. So, yeah, it's been a while since I played, so I kind of forgot exactly what was going on there. But, okay, let's remind myself where I live. I live in the captain's cabin to the left. So yeah, the day is about up. So we'll end the day. Oh, wait. Before we end the day, I should probably queue up other jobs. Like, okay, so I want to get more drill cartridges. How are we doing on radiation filters? Where do we track that? I'm trying to remember. It was in the machinery. Yeah, it was in the machinery area, right? Yeah, so downstairs 2 levels. Let's just check this out real quick. That's not it. There we are. Okay, so we got 4 filters in storage, which will last us 4 days. Our radiation. How? I'm the only one with really high radiation. No, wait, no. Technicians got it too. Okay, yeah. So we should auto load filters. So we're going to be going through filters, which means we need to make filters. Which means I need to go to the workshop and queue up radiation filters. Now, there's this feature called Set Uphold. And what someone told me in a comment was basically I'm setting the number of filters that the characters are trying not to let us fall below. So basically, if the uphold is 3, right now we got 4 radiation filters. We've probably loaded 1. So basically, if we fall below 3, they will try to make another one, which costs us 40 organics, which we can get, and 10 metals. So when I start manufacturing metals to get the drill cartridges, we'll need more than just the 40 we need for that. We're going to need 40 plus the 10 we need for whatever radiation filter we probably need to make around that day. And let's see here. So cooked meals, we've got 6 of these. There are 3 of us, so that's going to last us 2 days. We should probably set an uphold of... Let's set an uphold of 6 for this, if I'm understanding this feature right. It means we're going to try to cook these whenever we can, but that means we need to make raw food. Okay, it looks like we've actually set up a bunch of raw food packages, so that'll keep going. So we only have the 3 guys. So let's... Okay, so the technician... We're going to need somebody working in the workshop. So let's put the technician in the workshop. Let's put the scientist in the greenhouse. No, wait. We need to put the scientist in the research lab. That's our mission. Scientist in research lab. And then I can do some kitchen and greenhouse work, but we still need a bunch of metals. So maybe I'll go out and do metals first and then come back home once we've got enough metals. Probably. I think maybe that works. All right. Let's go back upstairs. Because that's where the captain's cabin is. Yes? Yes. All right. We are running low on time. Now I gotta remember how to get around outside. Well, no, I guess I'll just go mine for now. Tomorrow I'll probably try to use the stuff that I'm getting via mining. So...
What a week, huh?
Yeah, what a week. So the airlock is here. So yeah, let's go make a little bit more metals. Mostly just want to manufacture drill cartridges. So that means I want something like 50.
All done. Should I take care of this now?
Yeah, go ahead to the kitchen. Okay, that's 55. Now we'll go back home. And I'll head over to the workshop. Oh, actually, Jan Technician, I think where I actually want you is in the greenhouse. Meanwhile, I will make 2 drill cartridges. I do kind of wish that I could sort of give these guys official secondary assignments, like their first assignment and their second assignment, so that every day they'll go do one thing, and when they run out of that thing, they'll always do the second thing, but they'll go back to the first thing automatically. I get nervous about, like, sort of randomly assigning these guys everywhere. Oh, it looks like we are... Oh, are we out of storage for organics? Yeah, we need to spend some of the organics. But I guess that's what we're doing at the greenhouse right now, so we're okay. He's doing this... Okay, so I probably need to go to the airlock. Let's see if there's anywhere useful for us to go outside. We've got a little bit of time. Problem is, yeah, the places that are interesting to go, there's some distance to cover. In fact, yeah, I could teleport over here. I don't think that gets me any closer to this. This is what I want to get past. This right here, I tried to get past it before, and it was resisting me. It didn't want to have a drill underneath it. And I'm not sure if maybe this is like the way back. Like once I go over here, maybe this is just the way back from there. So, yeah, today I don't have a lot of time. So I guess I'm just going to leave from the base and try to head up towards this and see if I can get a drill on it in the time we've got. All right. There was a way to run, right? Oh, wait. There's a call. Oh. I think there might be a call back at the base. I'll have to remember that. Okay, so clicking left stick isn't running. What was running? It's not the left trigger. It's not the right trigger. It's not the left bumper. That's got the drill on it. Wait, I've got 4 uses of the drill? Did I make 2 cartridges before and then make 2 cartridges again? I probably did. That's fine. I'll need all of these cartridges eventually. What about right bumper? That's where my run is. It's on the right bumper. Let's make sure I'm going the right way. I'm not. No, I'm not going the right way at all. Let's go up this way. Now, I could grab some organics, except I'm still full up on those. Yon Technician is working on that. This right here. That's where I can put it. Okay. Okay, that seems to have gone all right. Let's see what's up in here. Ooh. Is this rupidium? Is this radioactive? Let's have a look at the map again. Okay. So it's a rupidium deposit. Interesting. Does that mean that I can mine rupidium with like a normal mining rig? Let's use the I almost call it the political scanner. That's not what it is. It's the polygonal scanner. All right, I'm not... There was a scan wave thing, right? Okay, so this is telling me to look that direction. All right, let's retrieve all the probes and let's look upstairs. All right. I said probes. Okay, probes. Yes. Get probed, deposit. We're real close. There we go. Okay, so we've got a place to stick a mine. We just don't have a mine. So that is a problem for later. Can I... Okay, so I need to remove the rocks. This didn't work for me before. Oh, but maybe I just didn't know where to put it before. All right. Yeah, it looks like I can only get those rocks from the other side. Well, let's see about that. I probably don't have any time left. But just in case, let's see if I can get there. Am I close? I'm not that close. All right. Is this it? Yes. Ah, okay, so I can put the drill here. And I can use the drill. And now I've broken through. The main value of that is the fact that it's kind of a shortcut to get back. We've got some more metals. So actually this would be a shortcut, except I don't have anything built here. I'm not actually sure I think the shortest way back is to go down this way and go to this outpost. Can I, like, mark it on the map or something? I don't think I can. Alright. Let's get out of here. Probably gonna hit some radiation. Is this the way I want to go? No. No, I think it's this way. I would love to grab those metals, but I will not. However, yeah, left turn. But I'm going to jog over here to this other mine. And this will let me teleport home before I get too radioactive. Okay, travel back to the base. We made it! We didn't actually get exposed to ungodly amounts of radiation. Alright, so I want another mine. Wait, where was that? Is that workshop? Workshop. Let's queue up another mine. But we also need pylons. We've already got 4. I don't know if that's enough. But it has to be, because we otherwise don't have enough metals. So I'm going to queue that up. And I'm going to go see about the communications room. There might be a call in there. Maxwell. Hello, Maxwell.
Hello?
Jan Dolsky. Finally. I've been impatient to meet you.
Yeah, sure. You that big fish Lucas was mumbling about?
Terrence Maxwell. But yes, I am both his and your superior at mining operations. First of all, my heartfelt condolences. Losing the whole crew must have been hard on you.
Yeah. I still can't get over it.
Their families have been informed. They're grief-stricken, as you can imagine. But the deaths of their loved ones will go down in history as part of a pioneering discovery. Your discovery.
So, do people know I found rupidium?
We're keeping the news within a very limited circle. It's only wise for the time being.
Of course. Yeah. No reason to get everyone hyped up. Might still fail.
I can see you're a grown man, Jan. And you understand the stakes. I don't want to put pressure on you, but failure is not an option.
That's why you had me create my altars? You'd rather let me lose my mind than lose the rupidium?
It was a long shot, I admit. But we were saving both. Rupidium and you, Jan. Do you think it was a mistake?
No. I'm glad I did it.
You certainly have a chance to experience something extraordinary. Many people would envy you.
Let's just get one thing straight, Maxwell. I know you expect things of me, but I'm no hero.
Ah, heroism. Are you familiar with the works of Albert Camus?
I'm not. I mean, maybe I've heard the name Albert Camus. I just don't know. I don't know a lot about him. Let's do this.
It rings a bell. Didn't he make that old game about rats or something?
You're probably talking about The Plague. Close, but it was a book. One about humans, too. Camus believed heroism was easy, accessible. For him, it was living a normal man's life that was a true challenge. Being decent. Doing the right thing. You are the first person to prove that we can actually excavate rupidium in quantities that can really make a difference. A dream the biggest corporations have been chasing for over a decade now, constantly failing. You say you're not a hero? Well, maybe I don't need you to be one. Maybe you should just carry on being a decent man, Jan Dulski.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Thanks.
Of course, I would lie to you if I said your work is done. You've probably noticed how different rupidium looks in reality than on the training materials they showed you.
Why is that?
It changes form constantly. Its chemical structure is so volatile that it is almost impossible to capture two particles in the same state. A fleeting substance. Spectacular. But also very unstable.
How come it works then?
Not enough tests were run to explain that. The only sample ever found in space was researched inside a mobile base like your own, but it never made it back to Earth. It lasted long enough to demonstrate its amazing qualities, only to disintegrate somewhere between the Copernicus and the Hyades cluster.
So you're afraid the rupidium I found might not withstand the journey?
I know it won't. That's why we came up with a special container for it. An Ark.
You mean like a box?
A hermetic module dedicated specifically to storing and transporting rupidium. We have blueprints for it. Lucas should send the necessary data over to you by the time we finish talking. Constructing a rupidium Ark should be your primary focus now.
Sounds like a big task. I should get to it straight away.
It is a big task, Jan, but it's worth every effort. I hope you realize the gravity of the moment.
I thought you said you didn't want to put pressure on me.
You're right. Lucas said you had questions. Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Do you know what happened to my crew?
Lucas showed me the records. I have a theory, but it's more of a hunch. I don't have any hard proof to support it.
What is it?
Well, I think it might have been the quantum processing unit that killed them.
What? But that's... No, that's crazy.
Do you read detective stories, Jan? The culprit always needs to have two things. A motive and a means. Well, it certainly had a means to do it.
But why?
Like I said, it's just a hunch. I'm afraid I won't have much more time for now, Jan. Do you have any other questions?
The branching procedure. There's a story there. Tell me.
It is something that has been tested long ago within Ally Corp. But for completely different reasons and, as you can imagine, in a much more rudimentary fashion.
Altering mind records? For whom?
I'm sorry, Jan. It's highly classified and I already told you too much. I think you deserve answers, but regarding this matter, like I said, things were tested just for a while. Not much came of it. Now, I'd love to keep on chatting, but I really will need to be ending this call soon. Do you have any more questions?
What will happen to my altars when we get back?
I don't know. Yet. I don't need to tell you this is unprecedented. There are no good practices here. But I know one thing. You can trust me and Lucas completely. But if anyone else contacts you, it's absolutely vital you don't tell them anything about the existence of the altars.
What? Why?
You know very well why, Jan. The law has been violated.
I thought Lucas said the branching was authorized.
You haven't been listening. There are no procedures for this sort of situation. There is no one who can officially authorize such an act. At the end of the day, it was your decision to branch yourself. It will be in your best interest to keep that in mind when considering the consequences.
I don't like the sound of this.
We will come back to it later, I'm sure. Right now, I'll have to leave you shortly. Is there anything else?
No. I'm good.
Rapidium Arc, Jan. That's what you should focus on right now. Your secret is safe with me and Lucas. Once you come back with a remedy for Earth's ailments, nobody will think of punishing you for how you got it. Remember, just do the right thing. Now, I really have to go, but it was a pleasure talking to you, and we will talk more, I promise. Until then.
Okay, I have a few thoughts. First off, when somebody says, you can trust me completely, that immediately makes me not trust them, especially when they have set me up to be the fall guy for an operation that they will profit from. If I bring this Rapidium home, this guy is successful, and it looks like he's set things up so that all of the downsides will be borne by me. So, no, I don't trust this guy at all. Secondly, as I've been thinking about, he's planning to use Rapidium to, solve Earth's problems, and it looks like Rapidium is used to, it's used to do a couple of things. It's used to generate... Yeah, okay, so I guess it's just used to, generate matter, basically. Generate stuff that you've imagined out of nothing. And so... Because that's how I'm using it to clone myself. But part of me wonders if there's something to the sort of multiversal branching side of this. We were talking about finding some anomaly where it felt like universes were crossing over. I'm wondering if part of the use of Rapidium might be to actually reach across multiversal boundaries. And maybe the solution for Earth is to reach into another universe where things are better, which has got weird... connotations of its own. But it does make me think about maybe the solution to my lava river problem. Right now, we're trapped in a place where we can't progress to where we need to because there's a lava river in the way. Maybe the solution to that is going to be to cross into a multiverse where there's no river or where there's a bridge or something like that. Because I was a little surprised that I grabbed a scientist and not an engineer to solve my bridge and river problem. So the fact that I've got the scientist makes me suspect that the solution is going to be weird out there multiversal science and not something physical and practical. So anyway, we're about out of time here, but I should look at... Okay, so I was assuming that the Ark would be something that I would find in the production list at the workshop, and that maybe it would be expensive. Where is the actual workshop? It's upstairs, right, from here? Nope, it's downstairs. Of course, wait, maybe the Ark is a facility. It is. And, okay, so it requires Rapidium metal. It doesn't require the enriched metal. I thought it might require the enriched metal. It doesn't. But it would be good for me to go and start mining Rapidium. So I need more metals than I've got, and I need Rapidium. So that's probably my goal tomorrow. There is that loose metal I can pick up off the ground on the way to the rupidium mine. So maybe I can... Wait, do I have the overall map here? Or do I only have it when I'm physically outside? I think I only have the overall map when I'm physically outside. That's too bad. I kind of want to be able to browse the map and make plans without leaving the base. But whatever, it's fine. How did everybody do with their assignments? It looks like... Well, let's look at the research. We're at 90% on crossing the lava river. Okay, so tomorrow the scientists will probably succeed at that. And I'm going to assign Jan Technician to go to the workshop and make us that new mining thing. And maybe... I wonder if he can make it while I'm out exploring, and then I can... Yeah, because everything I make, I like teleport and construct for myself on site. And so if Jan Technician finishes making something, then I can immediately use it even if I'm already out in the field. So I could go out there and just like mine metals or something, and then when the new mining rig is ready, I can go set it up at the rupidium deposit. I think that's right. Okay, cool. Well then, let's go to the captain's cabin and go to sleep. All right. So these guys are going to get to work, and nope. I'm going to head out via the airlock. Okay, so I'm going to go to the mining outpost. I'm going to get ourselves some metal. Maybe just a couple of doses.
Should I do this now?
Sure.
John, there's an issue we need to discuss. Let's meet.
We need to discuss something. Okay. I'm gonna head back to the base and see what he's got to say. And then my next trip out here will be to set up that other mining deal. He is in the kitchen. Where is the kitchen? Was that upstairs? Yes. Hey, man.
So, did you find a solution to our problem? Yes. It's super simple. We'll build a bridge. Oh, just like that? Well, it can't be a regular bridge, of course. We don't have the time nor the manpower to accomplish that. However, there is a certain technology that came to my mind, superconductive bridge anchors. They could allow us to quickly span a light but durable construction across our obstacle. Wow, great. Sounds exciting. Yes, but... Oh, here we go. Cut out the sarcasm. It's not my fault this excursion was prepared by a dilettante. Blueprints for the anchors should be standard equipage for every mission since Project Versant went live, but not on this one. They should fire the logistician, if there ever was one. Versant? Versatile Synthetics program. One of my undergraduate students went to work for them, had some impressive achievements, including designing bridge anchors for heavy exploration equipment. You'd think it would be obvious, but no. Tell me about it. It's so typical of Ally Corp to send people on a mission and then leave them stranded without proper equipment. I hope you're not feeling sorry for yourself, because we need to act. You are in touch with mining operations, right? Yeah, I am. Why? Next time you talk to someone from mining ops, tell them to send over the anchor blueprints from Versant. Once we have them, things will go back to super simple. You'll see. All right, will do. So, how are you? Settling in all right? Settling in is overrated. I analyze reality from wherever I am, however uncomfortable the angle. There's always an observation to be made. I'd love to hear what you managed to observe. This place is not run optimally. Yeah, I know. I wasn't trained to command a mission. But now that you're here, with your experience, I'd love to pick your brain. Do you think you could mentor me? Good thinking. First of all, you need to set long-term goals and draw up a roadmap for each of them. Remember to include all unpredictable variables in the equation. That way you can have contingency plans at the ready for each instance. All right, slow down. Prioritize resources. Do not waste time on idle conversations with the crew. Hide the booze. Don't be cheap on coffee. That's slow enough for you? You mean idle conversations like the one we're having now? Like the one you're trying to turn this into? I'm not falling for it. Truth is, I really wish we could make use of the tech I worked on for all these imaginary years. It would make things so much easier if it existed. So what exactly was your research about? Nanotech in space exploration. We went from a humble startup to making headlines in a few months. Taking our solutions to the front line was my dream come true. The data we could bring back. You had big plans for it. Well, now it's all gone. Yeah, I understand how lousy that must feel. Honestly, I don't think you do. But I hope we're not going to sit around crying about it. There's work to be done, here and now. That's true. Well, let's get to it then.
All right. Well, he keeps getting frustrated. Frustration seems to be the thing that just builds and builds with him. I'm wondering if that's something I can see on his character sheet. But, oh yeah, so frustration is high, but motivation is even higher. Frustration and rebellion so everybody's a little frustrated. I'm actually wondering, at what point should I try to grab another altar? Okay, he's still working on the mining outpost. Like, what should motivate me to do it? Should I just start doing it because I want to? You know, because it would be helpful to have more hands? Or is that something I should be really, really cautious about? I'm not sure. I'm also thinking, okay, so looks like it took me 2 pylons to get this far. I'm wondering, can I use an outpost as a pylon? Like, could I just start from this outpost and go like this? Because I might have enough pylons to do this. I'm really not sure. So, okay, so I'm going to go out to this outpost. Of course, in the time that I spent, my buddy didn't really he made 28% progress on that outpost. Well, let's just see what happens. I've got a couple of stray, like, mining deposits that I can... What direction am I running? That's the wrong direction. I've got a couple things I can spend time on out here while I'm waiting for that outpost to be done. Like this right here. Can I check on Jan's progress? Okay, it looks like he's finished. Does that mean that I've got... Yes, it says I got 1 mining outpost. Okay, cool. Should I Should I try to build the pylons first? No, I mean, I'm already halfway here anyway.
Should I take care of this now?
Sure. Why not? I appreciate the fact these guys volunteer to do stuff. They don't just sit there waiting for me. Like, they're as motivated to get this done as I am. Alright, so, mining outpost. Okay, but I've got to connect this with pylons. And I think if I go this direction, that'll get me there. So I need to get at least one pylon downstairs, probably. So let's do that. Okay, how far can I stretch this thing? I think, yeah, through the solid wall doesn't work. So I think this is probably about as far as I can go. So that's one pylon, and then I want to go as far as I can this way and also this way. But again, we're hitting solid wall. But if I get as close as I can here, I might be able to go over that wall. I'm not sure. Let's try it. Can I go over the wall? Not immediately, but okay, yes. Oh, look at this. Okay, I'm connected to both. So right here. So does that mean... Well, let's find out by going this way. Does that mean that my rupidium mine is functional? It looks like it is. All right. So, I've got some time left. Now, oh, I can't really check on... I forgot how much rupidium I need. To build the arc. So I'm just gonna get as much as I can.
We're running out of storage space, you know?
Oh, right. You know, that's a good point, actually. Let's go back to base and think about our storage, because... So right now... Yeah, we're full up. We're nearly full up on our storage. We can carry 300 organics. So organics has got its own separate storage rating, but then everything else, metals, rupidium, everything depends on our storage. So we probably do need more. We've got 99 metals. We can probably build it.
Keeping busy, I hope.
What am I doing? That's the workshop. And what I want to do is build stuff here. So storage is tall. Okay, so we need 120 rupidium, and we're getting there. And we've got everything else there covered. A social room might make their frustration a little better. That's something I should also bear in mind, but that requires minerals, which I haven't quite figured out how to get yet. Was that refined from the enriched metals, or I don't remember now. I don't know what I'm supposed to know about that yet. All right. So, I mean, I guess the simplest thing would be to put it here. In fact, the only thing is probably to put it there. Actually, no. Hold on. Hold on. Can I move something? Let's move this one up here. And then, oh, whoop, wrong button. And then let's build another elevator there. And then let's build another small storage here. That is lovely. And so now we've got 600 storage instead of 400 some. We can afford to get more rupidium, and then we'll be able to build the Ark. And I assume, will the Ark, like, is it just going to be a story thing that we've got the Ark, or am I going to, like, be able to carry more rupidium in it? Like, is rupidium going to be split off into its own storage or something? I don't know. Looks like we are starting to run a little bit low on organics. I should remind myself. Oh, each module I build makes my base heavier, which means we need more organics to move it. Okay, that's pretty funny, actually. Let's remind ourselves. Okay, so the greenhouse. It looks like we're just... Okay, we're trying to make a ton of raw food. That's good. We need raw food. And that's... I guess I should probably set an uphold for this. Oh, they're congratulating me for setting an uphold. Wait, why did they just barely do that with me? Did I mess it up before? It looks like it's still listed on the radiation filter and the cooked meal. So, yeah, no, I'm not sure why I just got the achievement for that. That's odd. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to set up to build right now? No? I guess next time I go out exploring, I should probably try to drill some more stuff. After I get enough rupidium to build the Ark. Let me just look at that again real quick so I'm sure I know what we need. So 30 metals and 100 organics. Okay, we're getting low on organics now. 30 metals and 100 organics and 120 rupidium. Cool. All right. Yay. Great. Let's go upstairs and go to bed. Let's see if we can get the Ark done today. Because I haven't had a call yet to get the bridge working. Looks like these guys, they've got assignments. Okay, there's no scheduled repairs. Let's get the technician in there. We've only got one cooked meal left. So let's get the scientist in there making cooked meals. And I guess we got mush to fall back on if we need to, but I would rather have good stuff to eat. And yeah, all right. So let's go out. Now we need to have 30 metals and 120 rupidium. Should we start with the metals? How much do we have? Oh, we've got 49. Okay, yeah, I had it in my head that we had lost some. We've got, oh no, we have 49 and we're taking 10 away because we're making another radiation filter today. That's right. But that doesn't take me low enough to be a problem yet. So, yes, we'll go get rupidium. And maybe while we're up here, now that we've got an anchor point up here, we can probably try to cut through and explore a little bit more once we've secured the minerals that we want, or the rupidium that we want. Oh, we're also going to need to get organics, aren't we? I forgot about that. Because we grabbed that to make our food. Okay, 125 rupidium. That's what we need. You know, I'm so close. Before I head up... Oh, the technician and the scientist are arguing. Stop arguing, idiots. Okay. Yeah, let's... Let's set up our drill here. So this is basically just a shortcut. This isn't revealing any new stuff, I don't think. Oh, this is where that anomaly was. That's why I didn't explore any further. That's right. All right. Well, oh, that's a tall cliff. My radiation's down at 0. I wonder. Oh, that's real bad. That's real bad. Okay. Okay. Nope. Nope. Not doing that anymore. I will need to somehow create some kind of radiation protection, I imagine, before that's a good idea. And maybe that's... You know what? I haven't looked back at the research lab. There could be stuff that I can do at the research lab. Or that my scientist, Alter, can do at the research lab that will help us get past that. So let's go over and mine some organics. And do this with the rest of our day. We need to get to 100. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's not going to let me go any further with that. Dang, I didn't quite make it. Alright, well, let's head back to base. Maybe... I know, we've just hit the hour mark.
like Dad.
We've just hit the hour mark. Normally I would end here, but I really want to get to the point where I can make the arc. So I guess we'll do one more day.
I'm sober, responsible, and successful. I'm everything he wasn't. Before you head out, make sure you have all the important equipment. Haste makes waste.
Wait a minute. Technician, you have a talk. A talk that you can do with me.
I can see that you're angry. Just leave me alone. Come on, let me help. What do you usually do when you feel like this? I don't know. Go to a bar, I guess. Nothing better than a bottle of cheap, lukewarm beer, am I right? Well, brother, good news. There's plenty of beer, and it's free. Give my people plenty of beer, good and cheap, and you will have no revolution.
All right. Well, that was a nice conversation. Let's head up to the research lab and look what the possibilities are. So, exploration, cheaper batteries, and a bunch of mysterious stuff. Hub pylon, greater range than a standard pylon, cheaper climbing, reduces the energy. Oh, that sounds good. Are these all... How come this has an icon, but these are just little Roman numerals? Oh, wait, it says Qubit level 1. So is it saying these are Qubit level 2 projects that I can't afford to do right now? That probably makes sense. So we got non-metals efficiency, metals efficiency. Oh, that all seems valuable. Base, we've got the recycler, maintenance workplace. A module that produces organics daily. The more people in the base, the more organics are produced. No explanation necessary for this one. This is the toilet. Dang. So I was hoping that there was going to be some kind of how to get through radiation thing, but there probably is one. It's probably on this page, but our qubit level needs to go up. And I don't know how to make the qubit level go up. So we won't be doing that. Should I go metals efficiency or non-metals efficiency? Let's go metals efficiency. Can I select them both? Yeah, I can queue them up. Cool. All right, so I've queued up some research. And we've filled up our meal needs. So yeah, let's put the research scientists to work on that stuff. We can start mining faster. Nothing's queued at the workshop, so let's have technician work at the greenhouse. And I think we're good. We just need a little bit more organics tomorrow, and I can pull that off, and then we'll be ready to build the ark. And that will be how we consider ourselves successful this episode, I guess. It seems like the goal that we can achieve. Day 18. I've really been playing this for a while. All right. Everybody's got a job inside, so I'm going to go outside. And so we could get some organics from here just because they're there. And I feel like I've got the time. Having them just sitting there like that, I don't know. It bugs me. I feel like I've left a mess. Also, I just noticed there were arrows on the other side of my base on the map. I'm assuming that there's nothing there. But just in case, let's run back here and see. There's a whole path. What the heck? Okay, it looks like all there is are some extra metals. And metals are not what I need right now, so I'll remember this for next time I need metals. But we're going to go grab those loose organics. And then mine anything else we need. I'm going to go in the absolute wrong direction. Well, certainly if I want to mine those loose organics, I'm going the wrong direction, so whatever. Actually, no. There's no reason to walk that direction, because it would be quicker to teleport that direction from here. So we're just going to go this way now. I'm sure that people who've gotten to the more difficult stages of this game are probably dying inside watching me waste time. I'm betting that wasting time gets you killed later on in this game. Right now, though, I think things are a little bit loose. Wait, what? Uh-oh. All right, let's go to the assignments tab. Let's assign technician to base maintenance. Now, do we have repair kits? We've got one. So we should probably set an uphold of one on the repair kit so that we always keep one on hand. Or we've got enough metals. Let's set an uphold of 2 in case things go wrong. All right. So now we've got barely enough organics. Oh, actually, yeah, we can't possibly store anymore. So we've got the organics that we're getting. So let's go back inside and see if I can help out a little bit more. Unless, we've got so much time. You know what? I'm gonna go grab those metals over there. Why not? I just scheduled us to make a couple repair kits anyway. I might as well replenish the metals. that's going to take. All right. Now, our map is... Wait, it's not cleaned up yet? Hold on. Oh, no, storage space. Got it. Yes, we are up near the 600 storage limit. Okay, I thought I had cleaned up the whole map, but I did not. I love that this thing is a giant bike tire. All right. Let's go inside. So what jobs remain to be done? It looks like technicians working on base maintenance. We don't have enough room, I don't think, to store a lot of... Well, actually, the raw food doesn't take up as much space as the metals. I mean, just we don't need as much of it. So I could go do that. I could also go to the workshop. Let's go to the workshop. Let's replenish our repair kits. Oh, or our radiation filter. That also works.
Jan, we're running out of storage space, you know?
We are running out of storage space. The scientist got sick from eating spoiled food. Why was he doing that? Is it because... Oh, is it because the kitchen's messed up? Now, it looks like the technician is working on... Okay, is he done with the kitchen? Hold on a second. I told him to work on maintenance, like that was going to help with the kitchen. I don't know if that's true. Oh. No, it's an injury that we're reporting here. Because this works. Okay, it looks like... Okay, so we need an infirmary if we want to help people recover from stuff. But I can't make an infirmary.
There's so much stuff you need to take on exploration. Batteries, drills, detectors, all that preparation.
Yeah, let's find out what happened in the kitchen.
What happened in the kitchen? You look pale. Mild food poisoning, that's all. The fridge may be malfunctioning.
He hasn't appreciated it when I've expressed empathy to him before. He seems to want to just sort of ignore his emotions and get back to business. So maybe this is good?
Good thing you're so tough. I bet you'll be back on the job in no time. Well, if you want to succeed in the world of science, you need a strong stomach and a thick skin.
Okay, I'm not going to say I'm stuck with the Anchor Blueprints yet, because he told me to talk to somebody else about it. So I'm going to give that one more day. That dialogue option appeared the moment he brought up the question. So it just feels a little early for me to talk about it. All right, so I've made the meals. What else remains to be done here? Okay, there's no scheduled repairs, so I guess we can assign technician to the greenhouse for tomorrow. And we don't have that much time. I guess maybe I can... I'll make a little bit of progress in the greenhouse. Okay, that's it. I got tired. All right. But, oh wait, there was one more thing, though. What have we been doing this whole time? We have been trying to get ready to make the Rapidium arc. And we've got it. And it's big and fat. All right. It's big and fat. What do we do with a big fat thing? Now, what is expanding? Okay, so tier 2 requires research. Okay, so we haven't got that research yet. All right, then never mind. I mean, I could obviously put it here and just connect it with an elevator, but I'm a little bit like, is there a better way? Is there something smarter that I can do with this? Like, I don't know. I like that they've got sort of like, they've kind of varied up the footprints of these things. It makes it a little bit more challenging to figure out how you want to lay the base out. Like, the quantum computer right now is in a very weird place. And I'm wondering if it might make sense actually to have both it and this thing in a similarly sort of submerged position. And it would make more room for me to put other things up here. Can I move the quantum computer? I can. Huh, but it makes itself red when I put it there. Does the Rapidium Arc only have one door? No. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but let's also grab some small let's try to put some small storage on the other side. That shows up as red too. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's say I want some more storage. So let's put that there for now because it wasn't letting me align it where I wanted it to, where I wanted to align it. Let's put some storage here. And then let's move this. Okay, so that works. So I guess the Rapidium Arc, I guess whichever door you give it, the other door shuts down. So I'm going to have to keep edging it backwards. Or actually, you know what I'll do? Let's move our storage down. And let's put the arc here, where I'm not going to have to constantly move it in order to make room for other things. I think that works. Okay, so now we're ready to make a call to report having built the arc. But we've been playing this for a while, and so I think maybe that is what we should save for next time. So we'll make a call to report building the arc. While we're on the call, we will try to see if we can get the blueprints for that thingy that the scientists wanted me to build, the anchor blueprints for the bridge, and that'll be our mission for next time. But for right now, I think it's time to wrap this up. So I'm still fascinated by this game. I kind of, for a game that is, usually I get more engaged with games that are just sort of, that are very, very heavy on the systemic gameplay. And the more storytelling they're doing, the more it kind of slows me down and I have trouble engaging. This is doing a really good job of maintaining me on both levels. Like, it's given me a lot of interesting systems to grapple with, and it's also telling me a story that's captured my interest this whole time. That's hard to do. One thing that I'm very curious about is whether or not, like, if I do end up failing, if I do end up getting, like, this, this particular run killed, what's it going to be like to go back? Is the story going to be streamlined the first time through, or am I going to be going through all of this dialogue on my next playthrough? Or will they offer some kind of shortcut to get me through it? Because right now, I'm fascinated by all the dialogue. I mean, I'm even asking all of the side questions, which I often skip when I'm doing an episode like this. But, yeah, so if I end up replaying again, is that all stuff I'll need to do again? Or will there be some way to make it go faster? I don't know. I'm curious about that. If any of you have played it multiple times, please, I can't talk anymore. I need to quit. Please leave me a comment and let me know how this game goes on the second or third playthrough. I'm very, very curious about it. But for right now, we're going to wrap this up. So there's my subscribe button. There's the next episode whenever it's ready. And I will see you later.
Got a minute?